In our culture today, really good men are going away.
Today, pastors are in serious task overload.
There's more ministry to do than there are people to do ministry.
The average pastor today lasts about 4 years, 4 to 5. It's getting shorter.
I've grown up in church my whole life. I've sat through a lot of sermons, and I've been in a lot of small groups, I've been in a lot of Sunday school classes, I've been in a lot of retreats.
In terms of church, the model I grew up in was built on information transfer. Get people to sit in rows, transfer information, and somehow information and inspiration is supposed to result in transformation. It's even kind of catchy.
In church work today, there's a whole lot of interest in helping people when they first get going spiritually, but there's not much there to sustain them after about the 3rd or 4th year. And what I kept running into were people that had been walking with the Lord or had known the Lord for a number of years, but really didn't have a keen sense of spiritual direction in their lives at all.
There are a lot of guys out there that are just dying on the vine and they've quit.
In reality, information and inspiration really doesn't result in transformation.
For years, I had heard that if I wanted to grow as a man, if I wanted to be a prevailing man, that it was important to have relationships all around me, ahead of me, beside me, behind me.
The missing component is that life on life where there's accountability. Somebody's going to ask me, hey, what'd you do with that information?
What we're looking to do is bring a group of guys together so that they can form the bonds that we all need as men, and at the same time develop a relationship with somebody that's a step or two down the road.
This idea of getting 8 men in a circle on a regular basis, this has been the thing that's been life-changing to me.
As we began to deploy the mentoring concept in our church in Florida, we kept being shocked and amazed at how the responses we were getting kept exceeding everyone's expectations.
The answer is not mentoring. The answer is a well-mentored man. The answer is a man of Christ.
This is where I saw men get real, they were honest, they were transparent. It's been an environment that I never experienced as a senior pastor. I didn't see it when I was working as an associate pastor.
I think I was a good father. I spent a lot of time with my kids, but I didn't take responsibility for their spiritual walks.
I grew up in a church where there was not any sort of attempt to match mentors with mentorees.
Mentoring groups has done something in me that none of those other things did.
That accountability, and then somebody who's able to fill in the details of how general information or general principles intersect with my life, that's huge, and that's one of the values of mentoring.
If you're going to have impact, what it means is you've got to spend greater time with fewer people.
The mentoring group brought both high level of commitment and a high level of accountability to the table. And when those things are there, and God is working underneath it all, the opportunity for learning is just immense.
Wow, now that I'm on the other side of it and I've been through a group, I completely see the benefit.
When you first approach a pastor about the idea of mentoring, it to him sounds like task number 17.
It was really pretty easy to do.
What if we introduce another ministry methodology that is going to reduce your task list?
One of the things that I think that we're doing with this next generation mentoring is providing a track to run on. They don't have to come up with anything brand new. They don't have to ask themselves, 20 new questions. That a lot of the format in the railroad track, so to speak, has been laid for them to put their story on.
The way mentoring has relevance to the church today is it's by leadership development through which you reproduce and multiply yourself, through which you may delegate all those tasks that you're responsible for more and more into, and then it frees you up to do the things that you're really good at.
What we're asking for from you is to partner with you to find the guys that are spiritually mature in your church, that have the courage to be transparent. At the end of the day, what you're good at is very important, but what you've really been bad at is much more valuable in the lives of guys.
I would encourage you guys to check it out.
They can come and sit down and they can think, wow, this guy is just like me. So maybe I can be just like him.
I think you'll be amazed at the change. I really do.
I feel like this is something that I know for me I want to do for the rest of my life.